Have you ever thought about reaching your first billion in your life? It might sound like a big dream, almost impossible. But what if I told you that it's not just a dream? It's something achievable, if you know how. Many people struggle to get what they want in life, but only a few truly have the right strategy to achieve big financial goals like this. Let's take the example of a man named Daniel, who managed to reach his first billion at a relatively young age, and how that journey changed his view of the world. Daniel wasn't born with luck, but with a strong determination to change his fate. His story is a real example that with the right mindset and careful planning, we all can achieve our big dreams, and even faster than we think. Part 1. Starting from scratch. Setting goals and vision. At first, Daniel didn't know how to reach his first billion. Like most people, he also had to face many challenges, failures, and experiences that shaped his mindset. However, there was one thing that made him different from others. He had a very clear vision. Setting clear goals is the first step we need to take on the journey to wealth. Without clear goals, we'll just drift aimlessly and lose direction. Daniel understood that to achieve big goals, we first have to know exactly what we want and how much money we need to gather. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, Daniel said. As a first step, Daniel began to create a plan and set a specific amount of money he needed to achieve every year to reach his goal by 2030. He then broke it down into smaller, achievable steps each year, even each month. Part 2. Taking measured risks. No one becomes wealthy without taking risks. However, what sets the wealthy apart from the average person is their ability to take measured risks. Daniel learned that minimizing risks is important, but still stepping out of your comfort zone is key to achieving great wealth. He started to view every investment decision as a step that could open up new opportunities. Every risk you take should be calculated and planned. Never take a step without careful consideration, Daniel advised. In the beginning, he invested in small businesses and the stock market, which provided him with significant additional income. But what was more important was the strategy he used to select his investments. Daniel didn't just follow market trends. He took the time to study the market and used available information to make wise decisions. Part 3. Managing money wisely. Becoming wealthy doesn't only depend on how much money you earn, but also how you manage that money. After a few years of working towards his goal, Daniel realized that proper financial management was one of the biggest keys to financial success. Managing expenses is crucial. Even though Daniel was starting to earn a substantial income, he chose not to be extravagant and instead allocated most of his earnings to long-term investments. Choose investments that provide value rather than consumptive expenses, he said. He chose to invest in real estate, stocks, and businesses with long-term potential. Additionally, Daniel also decided to build a substantial emergency fund to avoid unforeseen financial risks. Part 4. Becoming an expert in your field. As often stated by many successful people, becoming an expert in one field will bring you closer to success. Daniel chose to focus on the digital marketing and e-commerce industries. Initially, Daniel only had basic knowledge, but with high dedication, he began to master effective digital marketing techniques. From SEO, social media marketing, to sales automation, Daniel mastered it all. To become rich, you must keep learning and adapting to technological changes. Don't let the world move forward while you're stuck in the old ways, he advised. Part 5. facing failures and learning from mistakes. No journey is smooth, and failure is part of the learning process. Daniel experienced several major failures in his business. Some investments he chose didn't yield results, and there were times when he almost ran out of money. However, failure isn't the end, but a lesson. Failure is the best teacher that shows us how to become better. Every time I fall, I rise with more knowledge, Daniel said. He learned that failure is an unavoidable part of the journey to success, and what matters most is how we handle it. Each time Daniel failed, he evaluated his mistakes and found ways to avoid repeating them in the future. He also talked to more experienced mentors to gain deeper insights. Part 6. Leveraging technology to increase earnings. In the early years of his journey, Daniel realized that technology is a powerful tool to scale businesses. With the help of technology, he could access a larger market and accelerate sales processes. He began building a personal website and selling digital products through e-commerce platforms. In the digital age, you don't need a physical store to make money. All you need is an internet connection, Daniel said. Additionally, Daniel used social media to build his personal brand and introduce his products to a larger audience. He focused on building relationships with his audience and providing value to them, which made them more loyal and more likely to purchase the products he offered. One of the most important things for Daniel was having a long-term mindset. To reach a goal as big as the first billion, you must be able to think far ahead and not be tempted by short-term gains that could hinder your growth. Daniel knew that to truly become rich, you must focus on sustainable growth. He started building multiple businesses in different fields, but always focused on consistent growth. If you want big results, you must be patient. Success comes with time, not overnight, he said. Part 8. Managing risk and emotional control. In addition to taking measured risks, Daniel also learned the importance of managing emotions during the journey to wealth. Many people get caught up in fear or greed when dealing with money, which often leads to poor decisions. It's important to stay calm and rational when making big decisions, Daniel advised. Emotional intelligence is key to surviving in a world full of uncertainties. Daniel began training his emotional intelligence, meditating and maintaining his mental health. This way, he could make wiser decisions and stay focused on his long-term goals. Part 9. Building a strong network. A broad network is one of the greatest assets on the journey to wealth. Daniel didn't just rely on his own abilities, but also built relationships with people who had the experience and resources to help him. Networking is about building mutually beneficial relationships, not just seeking benefits for yourself, Daniel said. He began attending various business events, joining entrepreneur communities, and collaborating with people who shared the same vision. This network opened up many new opportunities, including getting mentors who helped guide him in the right direction. Part 10. Creating an action plan and executing quickly. After implementing all the strategies, Daniel knew that real action is the key to achieving your goal. Every step he had outlined in his plan had to be immediately executed. A plan without execution is just a dream, Daniel said. He created a very packed daily schedule and focused on completing tasks that delivered real results. Daniel avoided things that didn't support his long-term goals and always made sure that each day brought him closer to his goals. Reaching your first billion doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent steps and the right strategy, it's achievable. Daniel is a real example that success is not just about luck, but about hard work, planning, and commitment to long-term goals. If you want to achieve the same goal, start by taking the first step today. Don't let fear or doubt block your path. You can do it, as long as you're ready to work hard, adapt, and keep learning. If you feel inspired, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and strategies that can change your life. Thank you for joining, and may your journey to success begin today.